We present Im2Haicut, single-view strand-based hair reconstruction method for human avatars. Given a single image as input, our model generates realistic 3D strand-based geometry in less than 10 minutes. The resulting strand-based hairstyle representation is fully compatible with computer graphics engines and can be used for rendering and simulation. The task of image-to-3D generation is challenging, especially when using a strand-based geometry representation for hair. First, estimating the internal structures of hair from an input image is challenging, particularly for curly hairstyles. This issue could be addressed by training on synthetic data. However, 3D data is difficult to obtain, requiring many hours of work from highly skilled artists, and is also expensive. Additionally, a domain gap exists when applying the model to real images. We propose to mitigate this issue by training on both synthetic and real data simultaneously. For training on synthetic data, we align all 3D strand-based hairstyles from the PERM dataset to the same bust model and render it in Blender. For real images, we take a dataset from the hairstep paper with manually annotated direction maps. Now we present our method. First, similar to PERM, we apply PCA on all strands from the synthetic hairstyle dataset. To obtain a complete hair map, we encode each strand separately using the PCA encoding procedure, which can be easily decoded back using PCA decoding. In our method, we separate these 64 components into the first 10 components, which capture the coarse structure of the hairstyle, and the remaining 54 components, which contain higher frequency details. Also, we define a baldness map that contains the region from which strands grow. In our method, we predict PCA components and map from the single RGB image. Our architecture consists of several stages, coarse and fine. During coarse stage, we aim to predict first 10 PCA components and baldness map from input image. To do that, we first estimate orientation map using a set of Gabor filters, depth map from Depth Pro, and segmentation masks from SAM mode. We concatenate across channel and send it through convolutional encoder architecture. Obtained features are further refined using VIT transformer architecture and decoded into PCA components and baldness mask. We train this model on synthetic data and supervise with 3D geometry losses on points, directions, and curvatures. During fine stage, we use the same architecture. We concatenate features obtained from the coarse branch and predict remaining 54 PCA components and refined baldness map. To mitigate the domain gap between synthetic and real images, we propose to train our model both on synthetic and real data same time. While on synthetic data we compute 3D reconstruction losses for real images, we do not have ground truth 3D geometry. So, for real data, we use photometric losses instead. Specifically, we attach Gaussians to each strand segment and soft rasterize the depth, silhouette, and direction map. We supervise the method with pseudo-ground truth estimated using off-the-shelf methods. Finally, we penalize head-hair penetrations. After training the hairstyle prior model, we design an inversion procedure in its space. Specifically, we perform a single-view optimization to further improve the quality of hairstyles by adding pixel-aligned details. To do that, we fine-tune the encoder and decoder architectures using the same losses that we calculate on real data. We compare our method against state-of-the-art approaches. In this work, we compare with 4 different types of methods. First, hair growing, such as hair step and neural HDH hair, which predict 3D orientation and occupancy volume, and then grow strands inside it. Second, we compare with the PERM method, another optimization-based approach, but unlike ours, it uses a time-consuming retrieval procedure for initialization, while we leverage a learned hairstyle prior. We observe that all baseline models exhibit baldness artifacts. Moreover, hair step struggles with length estimation, neural HDH hair produces overly smooth results, and PERM has difficulty retrieving the correct hair structure. Here you could see more results of our method compared to others. Additionally, we compare with the regression-based method HairNet, which struggles to capture wavy structures, and the retrieval-based method Hairmony, which can generate realistic results, but is highly dependent on the diversity of the dataset. We provide more comparison results with the best performing baseline, hair step. First, on curly scenes, our method better captures wavy structures. Additionally, note the presence of long, unrealistic strands at the back part produced by hair step method. Finally, we compare the reconstruction quality on out-of-distribution samples. Our method achieves more realistic hairstyle structures and better preserves details. Meanwhile, hair step struggles with length prediction and exhibits baldness artifacts. For more samples, please refer to the supplementary document. Here, we ablate the importance of optimizing in the prior model space during the inversion stage. In the last column, we present results of optimizing strands directly in 3D space, starting from an initialization obtained using the hairstyle prior. Model that optimize hairstyles directly in 3D space struggle to capture wavy structures. Finally, we demonstrate the importance of additional fine-tuning on a mix of real and synthetic data. You could see the inversion results in prior space, trained with and without mixing strategy. Training on real images bridges the domain gap between synthetic and real data, enabling the prior model to generate better initializations and a more effective inversion space. One of the key applications of our single-view reconstruction model is its ability to accelerate multi-view setups. We adopt our single-view reconstruction model to multi-view scenario. We compared with Gaussian haircut on H3Ds, dataset on 1, 3, and 8 views. Gaussian haircut failed to produce hairstyle for sparse set of views, 1 or 3, while our model could reconstruct realistic results. On 8 views, we could see that we obtain more smooth geometry compared to Gaussian haircut, as we use interpolation, but shape and orientations looks correct. Gaussian haircut model has some problems with baldness map estimation. While the hairstyle appears more detailed, some strands exhibit a noisy structure. Potentially, both approaches could be combined to achieve more detailed hair, while staying within the hairstyle prior to prevent unrealistic structures. Here you can see the results on another scene. Our model could obtain better curly structure compared to Gaussian haircut. We optimize our model for 45 minutes on a single GPU, which is 13 times faster than Gaussian haircut. This demonstrates that our learned hairstyle prior enables efficient hairstyle optimization in sparse view scenarios. Finally, our strand-based hairstyles could be used in modern computer graphics engines for rendering and simulation. Here, we show simulations in Unreal Engine of hairstyles obtained by our method from real images of a person and a movie character. In conclusion, we present additional results of hair simulations for hairstyles retrieved from portrait images and movie characters. In summary, our method, Im2Haicut, reconstructs realistic strand-based geometry from a single input image, significantly outperforming existing baselines. Additionally, our prior model can accelerate multi-view reconstruction methods, making it highly useful for downstream applications.